I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Thom Ernst. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. I'm sitting back with in the basement while my daughter and my wife are upstairs reading. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Perfect.
That's wonderful. And what part of the world are you in right now?
Toronto, Canada.
All right.
Yeah, it's a pretty cold day here, but not as cold as it's going to get. Yeah, we're just starting into our winter.
Well, Thom, hey, there's always that email in my draft folder, which is filled with Caribbean sunshine that I can always send your way if you need me to. Okay?
Oh, perfect.
Well, Thom, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time in life.
Yeah, I think it's my podcast, and it's an amazing podcast. And you know about good podcasts. So this one's called This Movie's About You. And we ask people to pick two movies. Okay, so let's say I was asking you, Engel, two movies that you think would make a good double bill. One movie that you saw and another movie that connects it. And then we start asking you questions about where you saw those movies, what those movies meant to you. And then we find all about Engel Jones through the movies he chooses.
That would be great. So I will say the pronunciation of my name is Angel because my wife takes hits at people that call me Engel. So that would be one movie. No, I wouldn't want you to do that. Yeah. Because I know you're coming to Trinidad pretty soon, and yeah, she does swing, and she's training now. So I'm joking.
Oh no. Yes. Actually, we're going to Nepal real soon.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. In just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, Angel, that's a far better way of pronouncing your name.
I appreciate that. It means the same thing. It's cool by me, to tell you the truth. Like, I don't really mind it because I think in German it's Angel, so it's or something like that, and it means angel. So yeah. So you do the movie thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty fascinating. Like, who came up with that idea?
Me. But you know what I gotta say? It was my job before this. My job before this was hosting a TV show here in Toronto. And I would also program two movies, a double feature, and we would have to figure out ways that these films combined.
Sweet.
Whether it was by social themes or by actors or by directors. So when that show was canceled, I thought, you know what? This would make a great podcast. So that's what I did.
Wow. Isn't that amazing how one thing being done consistently can run off into something so amazing?
I agree. I think what you're doing is pretty fascinating.
I appreciate that. It's my butt and my feet definitely don't agree with it, but
so what you're saying is you have to sit down a lot and you have to do a lot of walking.
Yeah. I stand a lot. So I'm standing on this particular quest. Like, it's been recommended that I stand. So it's good though. Like, standing, I get to move around. I think I'm more energized when I'm standing as opposed to, yes, Thom, how are you going when I'm sitting?
It's the best, although I'm lying down right now. You sound like you might be a young man. You're a young man?
How old is young?
Oh, I suppose if you're still walking, you're young. Well, that's not fair. There's a lot of young people who can't walk, so let's rephrase that.
Yeah,
I suppose if you're still thinking and breathing, you're young.
Yeah, he's in the basement now, folks, and he's lying down, so he's into reflection mode right now.
Oh, I'm very much into reflection, and I'm also very aware that my daughter and wife can hear me upstairs. So I'm, and I know they're probably thinking, "What is he talking about this time?"
Yeah, I was really intrigued to have podcasters on because I think podcasters are so colorful. And I'm really intrigued that they've held back their tongue so long. You're actually the first person that's representing podcasters in the light that I think they are, which is, hey, we ask questions. How dare you come on here and ask me all the questions and I not get the opportunity to ask you questions?
My whole job and my whole career has been asking questions, so
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yes.
value in that. There's a lot of value in that. So how does it make you feel being this guy that has combined all that you have in your life now and you're sharing it via the podcast?
Oh, yeah, it feels great. We do it once a month, and we do 6 episodes in front of an audience. So
Wow.
I still get my audience, right? And I still get that, fulfill that desire to have an audience. And so we do it once a month. I do it with another guy, a guy I hadn't contacted in over 20 years. But when I came up with this podcast, I went, this guy's going to be cool. I found him. And of course, this is working out great. So it makes me feel amazing. Makes me feel like I'm still part of the media. And I still get to share one of my passions, which is film. And I still get to meet really, really cool people.
Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently, Thom, over the last 3 years.
And I'll say my name's pronounced Tom.
Ha ha ha! 1 for 1. There we go.
And my wife wouldn't care, though. I write all the time, and I write about film, and I have a book coming out shortly. And it'd probably be sold just in Canada, but hopefully wouldn't it be great if it became an international bestseller?
Yeah. Well, do you have a title already for it?
Yes, it's called The Wild Boy of Waubamik.
Love it.
It is a good title, isn't it?
It is. Yeah,
Waubamik's a small northern town up in northern Ontario, where I was born.
Sounds intriguing. So you've been writing. How does you said that?
All my life.
Yeah. That's intriguing. Why would you suggest to someone out there, even a podcaster that's listening, that they incorporate writing to their tool belt?
Oh, you know what? There's nothing new to add to the adage. Just keep writing, keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. And the first things you write is going to be awful, usually. And this book, I rewrote it 11 times so far. So, but you know what? I love it. I heard someone else call it putting a jigsaw puzzle together. It takes time. You got all these pieces. You'd find the right way to put the pieces together. But the only advice I could say is just keep writing if that's what you want to do.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing audience. We are live with Thom Ernst, and again, he is the podcast host of This Movie's About You. Definitely check that out. Thom, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Thom, what is your earliest childhood memory?
It's not a pretty one. A fire that happened in our house. Up in northern Ontario. But my earliest, fondest childhood memory?
Sure, tell us.
Yeah, being a little boy and hearing bells in another room. And then I followed where those bells were, and there was Santa Claus in my kitchen.
How old do you think you were?
I was 3 or 4.
And with the fire, how old do you think you were?
I was very young then. But yes, we lost someone in that fire. So, but that was up in Waubamik.
Oh, okay. So that definitely is in the book as well, right?
It almost kicks the book off, yeah.
That's intriguing. So why do you think these memories are so clear, and how do you see them connecting to who you are today?
I think because I live in a world of fantasy is kind of what I really go to, like in film and storytelling, etc. So there's something really fantastical about starting your life off in that kind of tragic aspect. And then also, there's the fantasy of Santa Claus, which you have when you're a child, or some people do, some cultures. And so that is intriguing to me as well. So there was something otherly in both worlds. Now, the person we lost in the fire, I never got to know, but she was my sister, a little bit older than me. And so I could always imagine what she was like and would have been like. Also, there was a younger sister there. She survived, but we were separated at that point. And I met her in my 20s, and we started a relationship then. So it's all about this connecting family, connecting the dots to a past that you're not, aware of, and a past that you sort of have to recreate in a lot of different ways.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind, Thom?
Okay.
Yeah, I just like the idea Oh, like is something I usually say, so it's probably not like I needed to say, but I'm intrigued by the idea of the color of red, so there's the color of red with the fire that matches destruction, and then there's the color of red that matches hope, new life, if you would, gifts, opportunity. And it's just amazing how sound and you following the sound of your heart or your imagination has created a platform for you to connect even more dots for others, which seems to be built on happiness.
Yes, especially now. Interesting. You said the color red?
Yeah.
You know why that's interesting? It's because Santa Claus is in that too, right?
Yeah, Santa Claus,
and I don't know,
fire. Yeah.
And Santa Claus, in at least here, I don't know what it's like in Trinidad, but here, he's dressed in red.
Yeah, it's actually the red I'm referring to, actually. So Santa Claus, the red and the passion of your heart. Like, you seem to be someone that is very passionate, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so it's just fascinating. Well, if we had to fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song? Oh, gosh. I remember waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I left my radio on, and Diana Ross was singing, Do You Know Where You're Going To?
Amazing how it connects, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, you heard the bells, and it was like, do you know where you're going to, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's good. That's good.
Oh, Tom, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
Tom, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Yeah, she's upstairs, right? Do you have children?
Yes, she is. Yes.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Yes, but don't tell my wife.
What about screen time? The phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8? Okay.
Yes.
All
yes.
Right. Tom, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Thom Ernst, what would you say that is?
Look back only as a way of looking forward.
Love it. Tom, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I know. You know what? You shared it with them. I think you did a wonderful job. I'm going to leave them with your words. I think that's appropriate.
I appreciate that. Thom Ernst, again, this was a great pleasure. I tell you, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.